Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, sports fans around the multiverse, welcome to Gary Lamb Main Event Mania in the morning. And today, Thursday, August 11th, is the start of the NFL season. Yes, the Hall of Fame game. Las Vegas Raiders, Jacksonville Jaguars, tonight. And that starts the NFL season, preseason, but it ends basically the Major League Baseball season for the San Francisco Giants. Hey, no doubt about this. I am for the home team. I root for the Giants. If they don't win, it's a shame. But you know what? I'm the voice of the people. I'm gonna call it like I see it. I can't tell you that there's anything on the Giants right now that should make you want to watch or pay for ball games. And I'm not saying I'm done with this team. I'm gonna watch. I like baseball. Okay, I like baseball. But I don't like getting my butt kicked by the Dodgers. Alright, I was going to go on a rant, but I'm still not all the way back yet, okay? I can't tell you that the Giants, go watch this team for this player or that. No, they don't have that guy. They don't have that guy. They have a bunch of good players. But you know what? It's football season. I'm more excited right now listening to what's going on in 49er training camp. I can't even see it. I'm scouring the internet. I want to know how Trey Lance is doing. I want to know Fred Warner and Brandon Ayuk got in a fight. Defense looks dominant. Javarius Ward looks good. Mosley looks good. Who's going to be the nickelback? I'm more concerned about who's the Giants, the San Francisco 49ers nickelback, and who's going to play center, what's going to happen at the guards. And I haven't seen a lick of this stuff for myself. All I see is guys running around in shorts. That's more exciting right now than the San Francisco Giants, because we're about to get swept by the Dodgers. Like the B team, the B plus teams out there, The Dodgers had a top pitcher yesterday with the Arias. I forget that guy. I don't even want to think about that team because they're beating our butt. The nerd-looking guy. Forget his name. It doesn't matter what his name is right now. But this will probably be. I'm not saying the Giants are done. They're mathematically not eliminated from the playoffs. They still got Rodon. They still got Webb. But the Padres have Juan Soto. They probably got getting rid of Ruff. This guy, JD Davis, I don't know much about him. Michael, he looks like he has a good arm. They got some minor league pitchers that might or may not be good. I think Ruff, I would want to have him on my playoff team. Kurt Casale, if I was making a run for the playoffs, definitely want to have Kurt Casale. So, this is to you. Here's a cup of coffee for those gentlemen. But the San Francisco Giants literally had to make a trade to get Dixon Machado just to play a major league caliber shortstop. Because their defense is that terrible. They brought up a center fielder. Austin Slater's just not the one. Mike Yastrzemski, they're good corner outfielders. Above average corner outfielders, but they don't have a center fielder. Without Crawford, they definitely don't have a shortstop. And they got no one hitting close to 300. If you want an excuse to watch the games, you want to watch Joey Bart develop, You want to see how well Camilo Duvall evolves as our closer. Rogers, he's not motivated. He has a higher up in the fours. Our bullpen it just ain't what it was. And you wonder why the Giants are playing so. They're just not. No one's having a good year. No one's having a good year. I know no one wants to hear that, but I am the voice of the people, and I'm going down with my ship here. We're not going about it too much, but there's a lot of good things to talk about in sports. This is kind of a dead time in the year. I wanted to do some Giant shows. I'm not totally putting the nail in the coffin for as far as what the Giants can do as far as making a comeback, but I just don't know. That there's no reason to watch. I can't say go spend your money on this team. I can't say go spend your time on this team. They still have, a possibility if Webb can come down the stretch like he did last year, if Rodon can pitch to his abilities. Cobb is pretty good. Who else they have there? Wood is a veteran. I wouldn't bank on all that stuff. They just don't. They have no hitting. And I got the stats here. I mean, Mike Yastrzemski, 9 home runs. And what's he batting? I mean, we're relying on this guy. We're relying on Mike Yastrzemski. What's his batting average? I can't stand the way they give stats nowadays. 224 batting average. That's not going to cut the mustard. Tyro Estrada, he's injured. I think maybe all around our best player. All around. I'll say Wilmer Flores. But Estrada, he's out. He's been in 262 with 9 home runs, 41 RBIs. Had some pretty good defensive moments. He's not a perfect defender yet, but I've enjoyed watching him. We'll talk about this a little bit more. Wilmer Flores is still on the team, and I've liked him playing second base. He's, that's his natural position, but he hasn't played there that much for the Giants. He's been playing third and first to back up other players. So I'm surprised a team wouldn't want him. I can understand why someone would want Ruff to be a DH if you're missing that position. And he's not a speedster, but he's not super slow. He's a pretty good outfielder. He has a strong arm. He's fine. You can play a couple games out there with him, and you can. He'll give you an at bat where he takes some pitches and he'll go for a home run. He's a good at bat. He's limited, but I think that's a good player to get rid of. The Giants got something out of him. It's better than getting something out of nothing, and they got a guy who can play first and third, and they need that. And this, what's this guy? This JD Davis. He hit 22 home runs a couple years ago. I think it was 2019. I think in 2019 he hit. In 2019 he hit 22 home runs. This JD Davis. Maybe the Giants think they can make something out of him, like they made out of Ruff. But I'm not expecting it. And they got more good. They gave away some good ball players to get more. But no one's had a year this year. You wonder why they're not doing anything. Jock Peterson hasn't been hot for a while. He leads the team with 17 home runs. They didn't get rid of him either. He's batting .242. I think he's been fine. You're gonna expect a cold streak from everybody every year. Who knows what kind of injury these guys have? You can have a core injury. You can't swing the bat right, or whatever it is, right? Or maybe they maybe just couldn't hit lefties, and seeing some righties do them off. I don't know. But I mean, maybe the most impressive stat line. Who leads the Giants in RBIs? I think it's Flores with 56. Who leads the Giants in RBIs here? I think it's Flores. Yeah, Wilmer Flores. 56 RBIs isn't going to cut the mustard. I mean, that's just not going to do it. So, I got some echo on here. Turn the echo off. I'm using a different mic today. Just changing up the game a little bit. Changing up a little bit. Boom, come on, echo. Yeah, turn that down one. There we go. Turn that down. But, you know, you look at the Giants and you think, what the heck's going on? They're not going to compete right now with San Diego, who just got Juan Soto. The Dodgers, who just like beat us with the B team. It's not a team to watch. So, just want to go over a couple things, and then we'll move on to the San Francisco Giants. But they got this guy out of this deal, Michael Stifler, a relief pitcher. He's a former starter. Stifler, maybe Stifler, I don't know. But he's got a power arm, 98 mile an hour fastball, no control issues. I mean, that's what you're going to get for a guy like that. Used to have a curve, working on a slider. I mean, they got another guy in these two deals. One guy called Spikecki. Thomas Spikecki. He had a 95 mile an hour fastball. Got hurt. Those 91. I mean, he might be a prospect. These are guys the Giants like to get. They can add to the roster and they could be, you know, a major league at bat. But right now, it ain't happening. Just want to go over a couple more guys' stats. I mean, we're depending on Brandon Belt. Brandon Belt, as of August 11th, 8 homers, 21 RBIs. I ain't going to cut the mustard. Evan Longoria, 9 home runs, 19 RBIs. Brandon Crawford, who was our MVP last year. He really was. I mean, you know, Buster Posey's always the MVP, but Brandon Crawford was the guy last year. 5 homers, 33 RBIs. I mean, I'm wondering what the Giants are going to do next year. But let me go. Evan Longoria, 9 home runs, 19 RBIs. Joey Bart, 8 home runs, 16 RBIs. He's looking better. Lamont Wade Jr., 3 home runs, 14 RBIs. That's why they're losing. No one's doing anything. That's it. The Giants are losing because no one's doing anything. They have Yermin Mercedes, a guy they just kind of picked up. And he's batting cleanup today. Yermin Mercedes is batting cleanup today against the Dodgers. And in a series where they're about to get swept again in 4. This is embarrassing. And it's so embarrassing. The Giants have a day off Friday, which is ridiculous. This whole scheduling for baseball, they get worse instead of getting better. They don't make the changes that they should make, but they make stupid changes that nobody wants. No one asked to have Fridays off. That's stupid. And no one asked for these stupid 6:45 games. But this weekend, 2 games set against the Oakland A's, and I've never been less excited for the Bay Bridge series. I usually look forward to it. Outside from it's not as a hateful rivalry as the Dodgers, but the A's and Giants are a rival. They're the Bay Bridge series that, you know, people don't make fun of that trophy, but there's something to play for. I think it's stupid because how could you, if you're only going to play 2 games, you know, an even number of games, you know, who's going to win? It's stupid. But it's exciting. You know, you get a chance to go to a road game and see your home team, whatever team you root for. And I've never had less excitement going into those 2 games. Because the Giants just have a boring ass team. And I can't tell you to go and watch it. But I don't necessarily think the moves they're making are stupid. And I'm not necessarily make a splashy move. They need to do that. But I just want to go over the things they did and the things they didn't do. the things they did, they traded Devin Ruff for a guy who can play a little more defense. He has a strong arm at third. 29-year-old guy from Oak Grove, J.D. Davis, and some prospects. I think, like I said, the Mets got a good player. The Giants, they got some guys that can possibly be useful on the team in a platoon, or possibly have a good seat like a Darren Ruff did for us, or a Mike Yastrzemski did for us. Nothing big or splashy. Maybe this pitcher turns into something out of the bullpen. We'll see. Maybe the Giants think I think it's a good move. They didn't need Darren Ruff. They didn't. I mean, one of their best hitters, but that's not saying much. So I think that was fine. Kurt Casale. I mean, what are you gonna do with him? You have Joey Bart. He's got to play, and you got Yuri Mercedes. You got this guy Wynn, who they just picked up. Bart needs to get the reps. And if he's playing well, you got to see him. He looks like something out there now. He had a rough whole middle of the season, most of the season, but he looks like somebody. He's got to play. He's right now one of your best players. So Kurt Casale, there's not much room for a veteran back. Not room. There's always a place for him. He would, he's helpful to your team. He's a good guy. He sounds like I liked his bats. I like what he did behind the plate. I felt comfortable with him back there. But I can see how the Mariners would want a guy like that, a backup catcher or a guy who can start for you, who's going to do a decent job, a major league catcher. So I think it was good they, let him go and, maybe got something for him. So what did they get? I think they got some backup players, some guys in the low minor leagues. Was it Nick Swack and Carson Seymour? No, that's already the other deal. Hey, we'll see what it leads to. In fact, now I gotta look it up. I'm forgetting it now. Here we go. Can't read my own notes. Casale to the Mariners. So what happens when you take bad notes? Damn, guys, gotta improve my game. Kurt Casale trade. Of all this stuff, I didn't write down what we got in the trade. Terrible podcasting right now. Here we go. Kurt Casale. Tova. These articles are terrible. Matt Boyd, he's going out there. Yeah, Stifler. It was Stifler. So the Giants get Thomas Stifler, 26-year-old. He has a 2.27 ERA. Strikes out a lot of batters in Double-A. Whatever that means. He throws 98 and has control issues. We'll see, but I mean, it's worth it. It's worth it because you're taking a bet on another person, and someone else might see that those attributes, and you might get two players out of that. So we'll see. I think the Giants did a great move, but let's talk about what they didn't do. We'll start with Carlos Rodon. Carlos Rodon has a player option for next year. He has one more year in his deal, and they were saying that teams may be scared off by that option, so the Giants wouldn't get the value if they traded him. If they don't trade him, or if he takes that option and stays or goes, then you got nothing. But it tells me the Giants aren't totally giving up on this season. Because if you got Webb and Rodon, you got something. And the main thing that tells me this is Wilmer Flores. I thought Wilmer Flores. I think is a really good player. But the Giants kept him. I thought a team would, give you something for him. Maybe the Giants might want to re-sign Flores. I thought for sure he would be gone. I thought someone would give him a higher price. But if no one traded for him, I would want to keep Wilmer. Of all the guys that are free agents, like Rodon, Jock Peterson, Brandon Belt, Evan Longoria, I think Flores has been the best. Obviously, I think he's been the best for us. He's been really good ever since he's been here. I'm not going to say he's a superstar, but he's been a nice Giant. He hit a home. I think he hit a home run last. He was the last person to hit a home run for the Giants. I think we got shut out the other day. These games are not very memorable to watch, and it's like force feeding. You're just like, eating your vegetables to watch this team. But Flores has been good. I think maybe if you're keeping Rodon, and the Giants also kept Jock Peterson. He's been cool. The two All-Stars. He's been cool. He's cooled off quite a bit. But if you keep him, if you're able to re-sign him for a deal that's not so expensive, hey, you got more continuity on the team. And you keep Flores. Hell, those are three guys: Peterson, Flores, and Rodon. You maybe keep them on the cheap. And if you can keep those guys around and keep them happy, maybe you can bring in another player that will see, guys like Peterson, guys with like some kind of pedigree, and they think they can win here. I mean, they might just see the Giants have a down year. I'm hoping that's what I'm trying. I don't know. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what's going on.
That's the whole thing. When you go and get stuck, quits.
Yeah.
Never lose.
Yeah. I'm not quitting. I just want to know.
What the heck's that I'm seeing there?
What's going on with the Giants? And I'm trying to figure it out. And my guess is going to be that they're trying to keep some players around so that any free agent that comes here doesn't look like they're in a total rebuild. Because that's what it's going to take. We definitely need a true center fielder. Excuse me. Austin Slater. He's all right, but I just even with the park being smaller, you need a true center fielder at Oracle Park. You need a true center fielder, and you need a really good right fielder. Like, you need basically guys who are almost center fielders. I think they have that. I think Yastrzemski is that guy, or if they want to put Lamont Wade out there, or the other guys they have. I think that's fine, or even Austin Slater's fine. But they need a real everyday center fielder, and they need a real bat. So the only reason I can see of keeping Peterson, Rodon, and I hope you're gonna. I don't know why you just didn't get rid of Flores. I love the guy, so maybe they're saying that if you got these guys, it'll help bring in a free agent. Two guys that'll be gone, definitely, most likely, Brandon Belt and Evan Longoria. Brandon Belt is a good player. He's been a good Giant, but he's been hurt so much. And I think you got to find... This is going to be sad. But... maybe depending on the price he gets. I mean, depending on the price, even if you get him for a low price, it may be better to move on. Or not. It's going to be a tough one, because when Brandon Belt actually does play, he plays a really good first base defensively. And it makes a big difference when he's not out there on at the plate and at the defensive side. But it may be time. I mean, don't be surprised if he's gone, because he just hasn't been able to stay on the field. So it may be time to move on. I don't know what the backup plan is. I wouldn't pay him when I'm paying him now, but just because he hasn't stayed on the field. But it may be a tough time for Giants fans. We'll have to say goodbye to Brandon Belt, and I don't want to, but I don't know. If someone else has to pay him, go for it, or you might have to sign him for a lesser deal. But he's really important defensively. When he plays, he's pretty good. But how are they going to replace him? That's the thing. The Giants, they really haven't brought anybody up who's that. When's the last time the Giants have brought anybody up that was really good? Estrada? I don't know. He's pretty good. He hasn't captured the imagination. He may have been the Giants' best player this year, but I don't know. They say this. The farm team has is a top farm team. I don't see none of that. It hasn't come up yet. I don't know how far we are away at first base. Evan Longoria. It's going to cost a lot of money for the Giants to keep him, because it's a team option, close to 20-something million, and just extraordinary amount of money. If the Giants don't decide to keep him, they'll pay $6 million, and he said he's probably going to retire. So that should tell you where he's at. Another guy who's a good player when he's on the field. He's not the the Tampa Bay Evan Longoria, but solid player. But it might be time to say goodbye to him too. Yeah, the timing for him was I don't understand that deal at all when we got him. I like him, but I don't understand, adding that huge salary at this point, at the point they got him. I think Bobby Evans was not a very good GM, especially compared to Brian Sabian. So, yeah, this is not the most energetic show. Yeah, but we'll see. Let's just play keep him or dump him. Next year, free agents. The trade deadline's over. Carlos Rodon, I'll keep him if he wants to stay. He has about a 3 ERA. We need him to be like a 2.7 or less kind of pitcher. But keep him. We need a pitcher. You need a top guy out there. Maybe it'd be great if he was a number 2 and we can get another top pitcher, but we don't got that. Keep him. Jock Peterson. Keep him. What's my price? We're paying like 6 or 7 million now. I say maybe 15 max a year. If we can get him for less, I'll take him. Wilmer Flores. I really like him. I wouldn't mind seeing him play second base. I wouldn't mind him being our second baseman, but we got Estrada there. That's the only reason why I'm not so sure. Wilmer Flores, he's barely played second base. That's his position. Him or La Stella. Wilmer Flores has delivered. La Stella has not been a good pickup. That's one of the, I'd say, few guys. We got Rodon, but Stella's been injured, so I'd like to keep Wilmer Flores. Brandon Belt, it just might be time to move off him. That being said, the only thing that makes me tentative about moving off Brandon Belt is that the defense is going to get worse. Brandon Belt is a really good defensive first baseman. He made a play where he led, was it Cobb last night? We just kind of overthrew him, and Cobb had to reach for it. And Kruppen Kuiper making fun of him, but there's a lot of first basemen who wouldn't have made that play. Or, they make bigger mistakes. Belt ranged far to his right and made that play, and made a nice lead pass. It wasn't that easy. You're going one way and throwing it the other. That's probably just being a little bit off is bad for Belt. But he hasn't played, so he might be gone. Evan Longoria, I just can't see the Giants ponying up the money to pay him And maybe we'll pay $50 million a year for Judge. It's just hard to see a player like Judge coming to the Giants with the roster we have. Unless that, but Aaron Judge has, Northern California ties. So, and the Giants seem to get Northern California people. Like, this J.D. Davis is from Northern California, Elk Grove, California, Cal State Fullerton. Unless they're of a mind, because, Judge is coming from the Yankees. They're stacked. Look at the Dodgers. They're stacked. Now the Padres are even more stacked. How are you going to get you're going to have more free agent money coming off the books with possibly Belton, probably Longoria. Jock Peterson, that's not that much coming off. I'd like to keep him, but maybe if a free agent sees we have Rodon, and maybe we keep Bell. If we get Bell for a Jock Peterson deal, it's going to be hard to stay on the same team and take a pay cut, which I would want Bell to do because of his age. That'd be a difficult ask, a very difficult ask. But I just something has to be done with that contract. I don't see it happening, but maybe an Aaron Judge would wanna see a veteran like Belt on the team, and he'll make all the other players better. But who would want to, who wants to come here? Who wants to play? What offensive player wants to come to Oracle Park and play with a bunch of mid-card players? But I'm saying having Buster Posey changed a lot last year. What really was the difference? A healthy Buster Posey and just some solid players like Wilmer Flores is, the Darren Ruffs, Mike Yastrzemski was good. Alec Dickerson was a good player for the Giants when he was healthy. So there's no umph, and I can't believe just listening to him talk. He had an interview the other day, and I just can't believe. And he made a kind of a funny joke. It's like we need a guy. They got Dixon Machado from the Chicago Cubs that they just played, and he's like, hey, we need some major league shortstop out there. We need a real shortstop. So we just he's here. Let's take him. I think he sees that. He has to see that. How boring this damn team is. They have no flavor. It's the missing ingredient. They're missing an ingredient, and they don't have any. They don't have the main course. Even with Sabian and Bochy, they had some spice. They had some flavor and style. And Zaidi and Kapler are a bunch of dorks. But they don't have. There's like Dave Kapler. He has no zest to him. That the Giants need that, but mostly they need the players. But my point is about those guys like Kapler and Zaidi. Do they understand what it takes to win the championship? I don't think they're making bad baseball moves. I think they're making good baseball moves. But do they understand the little magic? For Zaidi, he's putting together a bunch of pieces that fit, and he understood that we didn't have good defense, so he added defense, right? But do they have the I feel like they have the chemistry of being on the same page, where Kapler, I'm going to play this platoon, this guy and that guy, and if I don't do that, I have a reason, right? But Sabian and Bochy had this magic. They had this flair. They're like, it flash, pizzazz, and they had some kind of style, and it wasn't perfect. And they knew how to push people's buttons and get a guy, who gives a feel to the city. And they understood the value of Buster Posey. They understood Crawford, and Bochy knew what to do in the right situation. Just watching his closer. Okay, Brian Wilson, not perfect, but he knew Wilson was a closer. Sergio Romo, he's not a closer. He doesn't have that arm. He throws mostly sliders and it'll kill your elbow, but he knew to go with him. And he knew that in 2014, the Giants didn't have a closer, so he rode Mad Bum down the stretch. So, I mean, the big question is, do the Giants know what it takes? Do they know who to get in here? And do they know how to play those guys where it feels like, okay, my manager knows more than, the computer replacement. And I think belief is such a huge part of everything in life. You look at the Giants last year, and there was some questions about Dave Kapler. But the major difference was the leadership of Belt, Posey, and Crawford. Like the shirts that say, let the old guys play. And that leadership helped Kapler give in. And the leadership is so good in the Giants where there's room for Lamont Wade to have a good season. And, I win 107 games. But, you can't just replace a Buster Posey. So that's where the prospects of this season are just, I've been talking about this the whole show because it's probably the last time. That's why I was so in on, Juan Soto. It's probably he's gonna be like a $500,000 player or more, which I don't know if the Giants wanted that contract or they probably tried their best. They didn't have the guys. If you don't have a Buster Posey, like a Tim Duncan or a Steph Curry, like those kind of athletes who make everyone better, they stay calm, cool, and collected. They'll take a back seat, or they're just not gonna, steal anyone's shine, but they're gonna stand up like a man to the media, and they're gonna be accountable. They'll handle the pitching staff, and they'll just they'll lead by example, and then just do what it takes, right? Or be there at the plate with the right approach, and deliver, and make you say, "Whoa!" It'll be a challenge to to make all the other guys believe, and I think that's probably the story with Yastrzemski and Lamont Wade. Lamont Wade's been injured. I think the reason for this season is, guys aren't playing well. Belt could be that guy, but he's not on the field. He was the captain, and I think it's he really wanted to transition to that role, but his body is just not let him. Would just not let him. And here's the thing too. The guys I'm talking about, homegrown talent. Buster Posey, Brennan Crawford, Brendan Belt, all homegrown players. You look at the staff the Giants had to win the championship: Lincecum, Kane, Bumgarner. Brian Wilson, Serge Romo. They learned how to win. They weren't the most talented team, like as far as like things that will awe you. Buster Posey's a talent, underrated talent. But there's guys who were faster, who had way more power. But they learned how to win together in the minor leagues, and they all, believed in each other. And that was, followed right up in the major leagues, and that was the Giants' way. And that just made all the other players that came here so much better. The Giants just don't have that. And I like the guys that Zaidi is bringing. But does he understand what's going to bring the willing element to this team? Who's that player? Who are this group of players that's going to, be the Mookie Betts for, that lead of the spear, the head of the spear, like Mookie Betts is for the Dodgers, and where everyone else falls in line because this person's handling their business on the field, off the field, clutch, and this makes everyone better, like Buster Posey was for us. So that's it. We're gonna find out right now. The season's basically donezo. I'm not, as far as me telling you have to watch the Giants. You don't. I've never been less excited for a Bay Brick series, because they just don't have the ammunition to deliver a team to watch. They're not mathematically eliminated, but we're gonna find out right now. And I'm not putting down Zaidi because I think he's brought good ball players. Mike Yastrzemski, Darren Ruff, who we traded for. I like that we got in Lamont Wade. We got a bunch of young guys from other organizations that are, pretty good. But do Zaidi and Kapler have that magic where they know where they can find the Buster Posey, where they can find the person right here, and with the skills that's going to be a leader for this franchise, and will they know who to play, and give the players confidence to say this guy's better than the computer option, where this is going to, you look at the stats, or right or wrong, the guys trusted Bochy. They followed Posey, because it's going to take a guy like that. And all my history of watching the Giants, Barry Bonds was a home guy. But aside from that, it's like the Will Clarks, the guys who are the grinders who get the success, the guys who are the good ball players and the good leaders. Bonds was just so damn good. He was an outlier because, he had Bay Area ties. His father's is Bobby Bonds. His godfather is Willie Mays. But he was a good Giant. I mean, the Giant, I just want to know if this is the question. Does Zaidi, it's not like Magic in LA where you can easily get a Mookie Betts where people just want to go there. People don't always want to come to San Francisco. I like living here, obviously, but it's not as easy to get the flashy free agents. When's the last time it happened? When's the last time a big-time superstar got signed by the San Francisco Giants? And maybe it was Zito. Zito was a bust. He was never that guy. Probably the last time was a success. It was Bonds, and there was other ties. And part of that was keeping the Giants in San Francisco. So that's a long damn time ago. So we're gonna see if this Zaidi ball is gonna work. Like I said, I'm not downing him. He's brought plenty of nice players to the Giants, and we won 107 games last year. But we are missing the head of that spear. It was Buster Posey. that guy had it all. He had the talent, he had the magic, he was homegrown, and he understood what it took to win here. That's winning baseball. That's consistency, that's reliability, that's not complaining, and showing up and delivering in the big moments, and when you don't, coming back the next at bat, the next play, and giving your best shot with the right plan, inspiring the rest of the team. So we're going to find out. I just don't... That's the big question with Kapler. And Kapler's kind of boring, man. I'm just going to say it. He got a birthday cake made like a steak, and he didn't even eat his own damn cake. I mean, get the hell... Bruce Bochy drinking wine in the locker room with a rigetti, with ragu. You know? You can remember the Giants coaching staff. The third base coach running down and running down home plate with the runners. All right? You remember Tim Flannery? You remember these guys because they played good baseball. They weren't just like a computer. It inspired the team. It made the players better. And that's what it had to take from this. And of course, Brian Sabian, he didn't even like talking to the media, but he had some kind of flash. You looked at this guy, and he's a leader. Buster Posey, leader. Bruce Bochy, leader. And that's what the Giants are. Good guys. And I think that's what we kept Rodon. I think we see... I'm hoping that these are signs that that Zaidi has that conception of what's going to be winning baseball. He's signing good defensive players, and he kept Rodon. He kept Peterson. Those guys. Peterson has some flair. They're not the guy. I'd love to have Rodon as a number 2, to be honest with you, but he's showing some leadership. And he's given this team some hope by keeping Rodon. And I really like Wilmer Flores. I thought if I'm a playoff team, I am. Even if I have a stacked team, Wilmer Flores is a guy who'll give you a bolt of lightning off the bench, playing third, playing second, playing first. So I'm giving you hope, Giants fans. I'm saying watch it, but maybe for next year. I'm hoping that there is an intention of keeping Wilmer Flores, who's a bolt of lightning. He's been probably the best Giant over the last couple years, if you're going to combine both seasons. And Jock Peterson, who has, he has holes in his swing, especially against righties. But he's got a little flash, a little pizzazz, a little let's go for it. A lot of positive attitude. And Carlos Rodon, who's been the guy who's been vocal about, hey, who's been the player who's gotten vocal about let's step it up. So I'm hoping that gives you a little bit of hope to maybe, Zaidi and Kapler, who's boring. Eat your freaking steak cake. What the hell's wrong with you? A team is a reflection of its coach. I'm not saying you gotta go crazy. You don't want to do that. You don't want to, Bruce Bochy had some heart issues. But damn it, you gotta have a little bit of fire in you, man. A little bit. Just a little. Everyone does their own way. Like Buster Posey, he looked calm, cool, and collected. But damn it, you look comparing to Bart, he had some flash. He had some flash. He looked like a pro out there. I mean, Kapler's over there, he's buffer than the rest of the players. I mean, damn it. Have you ever been inspired by, your coach doing something out of character? This guy's in great shape. Like, how fucking inspiring would it be? How hard is it to be to stick a big-ass fork in your fucking steak cake and eat it? Take a calorie for the damn team. That's why we're boring. We're a reflection of our damn coach, and we're boring. And I'm not throwing the baby up. You can grow. Get better and step it up. Like, you know, as it stands right now, Giants ain't got the magic, and the magic, all the magic dust, slowly but surely, it's fading away. Like the Lost Boys, Peter Pan's gone, and Tinkerbell says, "Fuck this." That it's wearing off. They can't fly anymore. All right. Posey's already gone. That was most of it. Belt, you know, he does have it. He just can't, you know, can't play. It's hard to be the leader. That's just it. If you're not producing, you know, unless you're retired and you have that clout. But on the field, Belt's gone. And remember, Crawford again, another guy who's hurt. You know, he has it, but he hasn't been like that dude's hella cool. It's just not going to be there. A lot of last season had to do with the main three guys, Belt, Crawford, and Posey, you know, taking that leadership role. You know, they do it in an understated way, but Posey's gone, Belt's in and out, Crawford's out now. None of them are having good seasons. Lamont Wade, So this is it. I mean, this may be, unless Zaidi can figure something out big next year, maybe that's why he's keeping these veterans. This may be what the Giants are about, like a mediocre 500 team. And you can say draft better. But that's like the hardest thing to understand or to get is to see if a guy can play baseball. You can be a great athlete, great defender. You may not be able to hit major league pitching. That's why these guys are big and small in baseball. All right. Let's talk really quickly about the 49ers. We'll talk about next week. Hall of Fame game tonight. NFL season starts. Goodbye, baseball! And if the Giants, I'm not going to tell you to watch, but if the Giants come back, maybe the new guys do something. Maybe someone comes up with a minors that's worth watching. Till then, I gave you all I had, Giants, but I can't tell the Gary Lamb main event maniacs to watch something that ain't worth watching. All right? Let's talk about Debo. He's back. The contract is fine. I'm not tripping on anything that happened. And this is my 2 cents. Debo's got a lot of criticism for whining and crying. This is my take. Have you ever just put your all and go back to the end of the season? Niners versus Cowboys. Debo was carrying the ball out of the backfield, making great plays. He got not to knock the crap out of him against the the LA Rams. He gave his heart out there, and he was expecting a contract right there. Like, you deserve it, bro. And that's how the business worked. He was brokenhearted. He wears his heart on his sleeve. And that's it. He had this expectation that wasn't going to happen. That's not how the Niners do business. They wait. Like, Nick Bosa is not even signed yet. They got drafted the same year, but no, Nick Bosa got paid. He has a number one contract, a number one first round contract. That's different. That's different money. Debo can't go out there and play the way he played. He had to hold out. That's football. I mean, he had to. Just he'd be a damn fool to go out there for what he's making. Because it's one play, so it's just ridiculous. Okay. He could have handled it better. I think the 49ers know that. I'm not holding anything against Debo. Because you put your whole heart out there. And you expect all this to happen. And you're hurt. And he wasn't he was spent. He's playing full-time wide receiver and full-time running back. doing something that's no one's ever done, really. I can't remember anyone doing what he's done. Like going from wide receiver to running back and just taking the hits and putting your whole heart out there and leaving it out on the field, and you don't win the Super Bowl, and you're thinking, wow, give me a hug because what I did. Like, oh, it's going to be okay. We're going to hand you the money. Ain't how it works, man. And I think, and I'm 100% sure that Kyle Shanahan understands, because they were watching what happened. All right? Put yourself in his shoes. And he did the whole taking people off of social media, Niners off social media. That's what happened. Those are feelings talking. All right? You can't expect. No, so what, are we 26? And some people are more mature than others. You can't expect a level of maturity from a 26. As great as he is in the football field, not everyone's going to have that same level of maturity or or be able to articulate themselves as a broadcast journalist. We're hearing journalists all day talking bad about someone. That's your job. You went to school. You went to, journalism school. You were a literature major, right? You understand how to communicate verbally. This person doesn't, okay? That's why you hire agents and what have you, right? So, yeah, it wasn't a good look. But I think the 49ers totally understand. They needed to make the deal. They knew they had to make the deal. And they were going to get the best price for the 49ers. And now Debo, and I said it before, once he got $58 million guaranteed, 73 over 3 years. Once you actually have that, it's going to be perfectly fine. And when it comes to the 49ers, either he plays or he doesn't. I think they believe he's going to play. As far as, give his all out there, that he's just that kind of guy. They know they can depend on him. Everything that was said that Debo didn't want to play wide back or the running back part of his game, that was a bunch of damn bullshit, okay? It was all shit that was made up. So I'm not tripping on any of that. So I'm looking forward to the 49ers. I haven't seen anything because they haven't played yet, but it sounds like the Niner defense is going to look good. I'm still wondering who. I'm really happy that we got Tavares Moore, and I've always been big on Emmanuel Mosley. I love their corners. I don't know who's going to be. And this is really big. This is what to watch for. We'll go over this more next week. This is what to watch for the 49ers. Who is going to be the nickel back? Nickel back is their third defensive back who covers a slot, because that's who's going to guard Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp destroys us. Number one team in the division is still the Rams. To be the man, you got to beat the Rams. All right, because they're the champs. Cooper Kupp lines up in the slot a lot. He is going to be a tough cover. We have Jason Verrett on the roster. He hasn't played, but the nickel corner has to tackle. So we'll see. That's what to watch for. I'm looking for. I think Tavares Moore was good. Nice free agent signing off the Chiefs. He has a perfect size to be a Niner defensive back. Mosley, I've always liked him. They have Ward and Hufanga, or is Tavares Moore out there. I think they're going to be okay in the secondary. One of the guys has to step up and be. The only question is, please stay healthy, Nick Bosa. That guy you can't replace him, but they still have a good defensive line. I think it's the nickel back. Trey Lance, I'm looking forward to seeing him. He's a rookie. He's gonna have good plays. He's gonna have stupid ass plays. He's a kid. We'll talk more about that. But I'm not loving what I'm hearing about the interior line. We don't know who our center is gonna be, and we don't know who our guard's gonna be. My guess, knowing the Niners, because these are all new guys. These are Tomlinson's gone. My educated guess, knowing the Shanahan Niners, we're going to be able to run But our pass protection outside of Trent Williams is going to be Trent Williams. That guy is a stud. And that goes for McGlinchey too. It doesn't sound like the pass protection is going to be great, which is going to be rough for Trey Lance. We got a rookie quarterback. He's going to make off-schedule plays. He'll make bonehead plays. He's a kid. I really believe in him. But it's going to be rough for him to make the quick pass, which what the 49ers offense is all about. If you got a defend in your face and you got a young quarterback who's still learning to, get that ball out accurately and quick. Okay, I think he's going to make some big plays. I think the play action game is going to be opening. We're going to see a lot more big plays because the defenses are going to have to respect the run and the deep pass, so it's going to open up the run game. But what scares me, I think, is will Trey Lance make it through? Because I don't trust our line. Okay, we'll see. Maybe it's going to get better. Day 1 of preseason starts tonight. All right, look for the cornerbacks, and when the Niners play, we'll talk more. When the Niners have their first preseason game, we'll talk more about the line after I actually see these guys. Right now, I'm just the Giants are just so terrible. I'm looking forward to hearing about what's going on in preseason now, or training camp now. All right, but next week, I'm very excited about Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho. It's a main event Wednesday Night Dynamite for a major wrestling promotion. I'm really looking forward to this match. Chris Jericho looks like he's in better shape, and maybe it's time for Chris Jericho's last run. So I'm going to soak it in. And we'll do next Gary Lamb Main Event Mania is going to be Wednesday night after Dynamite, about 7:15. I'm going to watch early Dynamite. I am transitioning to a new job, so my schedules are kind of up and down. I'm in training. But I wanted to get in a morning show today, and I definitely want to do a Dynamite post-match after that, and start talking more wrestling, and the football season is going to ramp up, and it's hard not to talk about that. So, but I'll see you on Wednesday night, and hopefully, when I don't have a cough, I don't want to be coughing on people. I want to catch the live show, but you don't want to be like around. But good to see you all. Thank you for watching Gary Lamb Main Event Mania in the morning. God bless you. Keep it real and keep it clean. Goodbye, friends. Oh, I gotta do an outro. Before I say goodbye, I just want to let's show you how Pan is doing. There we go, Pan. Come on. All right, I gotta get to work, Pan. You gotta say hello. All right. Bye, friends. Don't forget, Gary Lamb Main Event Mania, running wild. And I'm feeling a little bit better. So you might want to catch me, or I might want to catch you on a post-game random, okay? I miss you all. For Panda, for me, for all the Gary Lamb Main Event Maniacs. See you later.
This guy is amazing.
That's true. What else do I want to say?
Right there. Boom.
Yeah, there we go. How's the show been?